So we had some reaction and a request.
Yes.
From some previous shows, from some previous shows from a listener, a viewer of the past video, and JT set that up.
Well, what I would consider a friend of the show,
Okay.
homegirl of mine, has been enjoying the content. She sent me an article. The article was about black men should protect black women or do a better job of it. I'm going to read the last paragraph or so of the article. Well, not the last, a paragraph from the article. We're going to talk about a few things. So here we go. And this is proof that I graduated because I can read. The demise of black women doesn't seem to move black men as much as if the roles were reversed. Black women are an afterthought. All in all, to further the black community, sensitive conversations involving the mistreatment of women must be discussed. Men must acknowledge women's oppression, accept their contribution towards these issues, and change their actions to help protect black women. Black lives can't matter until all black lives matter. I know that brought about a few different thoughts and emotions in me reading the article and in particular that paragraph. I've talked about the pain and oppression Olympics that we are in between black men and black women, as if we don't have a black struggle, as if somehow we can get this done separate, or if somebody's going through something, the other side, as if there is another side, has to say, well, what about us, right? That this particular article reeks of that. I'm not even gonna get into the Black Lives Matter and all of that stuff. What I would like to go to is there's a few things that have been like staples in terms of my childhood growing up that I've heard over and over again. And one of those staples amongst black men has been protect and provide. It was a resurgence in that. Steve Harvey made it re-famous, right? Sold y'all millions of books and did a couple movies based off of protect and provide. So I would like to toss that out there about the concept of protect and provide for us as black men and our community, and specifically protecting our women. So I would like to toss this over to the man that's been married for over 2 decades. Golf clap. My brother.
Before we came on camera, I was expressing to the fellas that, I have an issue with the narrative, with the article. And my issue is it's a false narrative. And we're gonna have to come up, and I'm just thinking about this right now, I just wrote it. If folk are gonna bring issues like that to us, then we're gonna have to come up with another part of the show called data points. It's like, okay, where's the data that supports this narrative? Where is the data that supports the narrative that of everything that article said? Because it'll be easy for us to say, well, that's not us, because this sphere of men, we protect and we provide. So it just rubs me the wrong way, because not out of I'm getting emotional about it because the data doesn't support that. The data says something else.
What does the data say?
The data says that, let's back it up, that black men are in their children's lives more than any other fathers, any other subset of fathers. It said that black men are incarcerated at a rate more than all women in the world. So black men in the United States are incarcerated at a rate more than women in totality. So that's something that adds to the mix. It's called context. It says that when we look at divorces, women divorce men at a higher rate. So the divorce rate is...
The divorce rate amongst black people is 60%, a little bit over 60%, and 80% of those divorces are initiated by women.
By women.
Black women
right?
and black men.
Black men aren't leaving black women out of marriages.
And 87% of black men that are married to a black woman.
And so that means
and the number is 91 or 92 for black women.
So that means the black men who are getting married are marrying black women.
We're marrying each other, which leads to another thing. Don't nobody else want us. So we might want to start figuring this out. But, you know. I'm just gonna go get something. They don't want us.
and that's just a few data points, right? And that's significant data points. Mm-hmm. And so when I look at those in totality, like a narrative like that is divisive to me, right? When we're talking about black people, black family, black communities, a black nation, things like that are dismissive, divisive, and just ain't even worth my conversation.
It's gonna be hard to have a podcast without your conversation.
Oh, I'm gonna chime in. I just think the premise is bullshit.
Okay. So, get into that little bit of that data. Just put the hard think progress. You know, I keep this article bookmarked. You know, so I could pull this out, and because that article, it was loaded with a lot of emotion, and what that emotion does, it evokes either anecdotal experiences
right.
that women have heard about, or maybe in some cases that they've dealt with on a very personal level. So, you know, as we do is hit the data. So this is with Latino, white, or black men, okay? So children under 5, fed or ate meals with their children daily. Latino, 63%, 63.9. White, 73.9. Black, 78.2. Bathed or diapered or dressed their children daily. White, 45%. Latino, 60. Black, 70.4. Played with their children daily. White, 74%. Latino, 82. Black, 82.2. So that's just the data. Let's just look at the data. So then we have to ask ourselves, who is propagating this perception? We're going to call it a perception, but it's a myth. And we know that myths are not true. Something that's not true is a lie. So we won't sugarcoat that. It's a lie. So who is propagating this lie? What is it that they gain by propagating this lie?
Who benefits?
And then let's look at the end game. What does this lie in turn do to us as we interact and inhabit our relationships with black women? What does it do? How does it affect us? What does it do with how does it affect our communication? How does it contribute to us playing the oppression Olympics?
And how does it contribute to us playing the dating mating game? If your bad faith narrative about
and we're entering
black men is already something negative, right? So and do black women benefit from the lie? I'd say no.
You know, I've been thinking.
Uh-oh.
You know, back in the day, it was real easy. You found out what you were good at and you worked on it because people gave you honest evaluation.
Right.
You played ball, there was first, second, and third place trophies. Mm-hmm. If you was in the 16-team tournament, you was 15th, you was just going home with that juice box and them Fritos. You know, they wasn't handing out trophies, right? There was only one sporting event where everybody got a trophy or a medal, and that's the Special Olympics. So now what we formed is what I call the Special Olympics praise team, that no matter what your baby do, you gonna praise Lil Magic ass on. Your kid need to know that he or she sucks so they could get better or they could find their strength. So to all y'all Special Olympics praise team members, y'all on some sucker shit. One of the quotes that I've heard recently a lot came from Malcolm X when he said that black women were the least protected women, and that quote by itself has been misused. And again, like you said, the context matters. Now you want to quote Malcolm X for that, forget the rest of his speech, but let's just look at the positions of the Nation of Islam and how men and women are supposed to be. They will tell you it is the man's role to protect his family, but they will also tell you that the family comes under the man's leadership. We don't have that dynamic going on between our men and our women. Let me give you this example. It's the Secret Service's job to protect the president. You the president. That'll never happen. You way too black to be the president of the United States.
Way too
black.
Too black. Too strong.
But I'm the Secret Service. Me and Rennie, we here to protect you.
Thank you, brothers.
Mr. President, you can't go by the window. We got some stuff going on. Mr. President, you can't go over there. You got to stay in this room. We're in a little cold red situation. Mm-hmm. You say, you can't tell me what to do. I'm the president. And you go over by the window. Sniper takes you out.
And get shot.
Is it my job or my fault as the Secret Service, or is it your fault for not listening and coming up under the leadership?
That's a great analogy.
There's so many situations where I've seen our sisters say, you can't tell me what to do, okay? Or they only gonna respect a man that makes X amount of dollars. My level of protection doesn't have anything to do with my level of income. Those are two separate things, okay? Protect and provide. I'll roll that into provide. Provide doesn't mean that you get everything you see on TV. Provide doesn't mean that you get to wear 13 different white people's names on you, Gucci, Fendi, and all that stuff.
Vernace.
Provision to our grandparents meant something totally different than what it means now, okay? And provision is not always material. Provision is my leadership, my vision, my stability, my protection, okay? Me being stoic sometimes, okay? Me being an emotional rudder in our family, okay? Me showing this boy how to become a man, okay? I provide all of those things, right? And that also falls under the protection of us as a family and our lineage as well. But if you think protection is, I can go stand in front of that window, I'll give you another example. I said, how many times you seen this one? Dude and this woman, and the woman is just going off on dudes. Mm-hmm. You know why she going off on dudes? Because she ain't the one got to fight. She done talked her dude into a hell of an ass whooping. I've been seeing he about to get his ass whooped. I'm sitting there and watch this shit. She about to talk him into getting his whole ass whooped out here. Now, of course, that's not all such and that, but there's a good portion of our women that are doing that. And here's the problem that I have. Our women need to check our women. It shouldn't be my responsibility. I should be busy over here with the men. I should be busy raising our boys. I should be busy building with the brothers. And you should be checking those women that are doing that. Okay? So if you want me to be Secret Service, you got to fall under my leadership and direction. That's how I look at it.
I mean, and once again, it comes back to women will fuck your vision. So fellas, if you own your vision and your purpose, they'll do that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It still comes back to us, right?
It still comes back to us.
It's the only analysis. It still comes back to, if a woman sees you on your vision, on your purpose, she'll do that.
Now I want to be clear about something, because I was raised old school, man. I still Open doors. Now open my daughter's. She don't even get in the car. She stand by the door, wait for me. She's so used to it. I open doors. My mother, I don't go out with women unless I have money to pay for everybody.
Right.
Right. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Right.
But I'm not gonna be out with 3 women and be like, okay, carry the 2. We're not doing all that, right? But that comes, okay, that comes with a responsibility on your end as well.
Right.
I am getting really tired of the I don't announcements. I don't cook. I don't clean. Okay. When did cooking become a bad thing?
Right.
You want to get a dude to spend a few hours with you? Cook him a meal. Make him a home cooked meal, and you will sit down and talk to that man for a few hours. He gonna get real comfortable with you. You want to create some intimacy? Put in that effort. And it's nourishment for the body and the soul. But the I don't and I can't and I won't, you want to strip away all this traditional stuff, but you want to keep the stuff that benefits you. It's a give and take in all of this, you know. I mean, this, you know, it's terrorist threats at this point. You know what did Bush say? This administration doesn't negotiate with terrorists. Fuck around, date Al Qaeda.
Your last name Bin Laden.
Real. I mean,
Shaquita Bin Laden.
man.